You wake up, rush the morning, climb a single flight of stairs, and your pulse is hammering in your ears. You swallow a simple cold pill on the way out, grab a salty soup and sandwich at lunch because it looks healthy, chase the afternoon slump with an energy drink, then take an ibuprofen for that desk chair back twinge. None of this feels dramatic, but the truth is that these ordinary moments can nudge blood pressure upward in ways that matter for stroke and heart risk. According to the American Heart Association, repeated surges and small daily pushes add up over time, which is why noticing patterns early makes a real difference. Everything you're about to hear is explained in plain English and grounded in real research from major organizations. This video is educational and does not replace individual medical care. Number 1. The morning surge. Right after waking, the body's stress hormones switch on and pressure rises to get you going. When that jump is exaggerated, studies link it to higher cardiovascular risk. The practical move is simple. For 3 to 7 mornings, take a reading within an hour of waking, before coffee, food, a hot shower, or morning meds. Then jot down what you ate and drank the night before, how you slept, and how you feel. If those early numbers are consistently higher than your usual daytime readings, bring the log to your clinician. According to hypertension guidance from the American Heart Association and American College of Cardiology, timing of medication, sodium, alcohol, sleep, and caffeine can influence that morning curve, so the fix is often about habits and timing, not panic. Number 2. Hidden highs outside the clinic. Some people look normal in the doctor's office, but run higher at home, at work, or in traffic. This is called masked hypertension. It carries risk that can rival persistent hypertension, which is why home logs and, when needed, a 24-hour monitor are so valuable. A practical routine endorsed by heart societies is 2 readings in the morning and 2 in the evening for 7 days, using a validated upper arm device, then averaging them. The common mistake is only checking when you're stressed. That exaggerates bad days and hides the real pattern. Number 3. Higher pressures at night, or non-dipping. Blood pressure should drift lower during sleep. When it doesn't, or it's actually higher at night, long-term risk rises. You don't need to wake up just to measure, but if you naturally get up to use the bathroom, a quiet reading can be informative. If numbers trend higher at night, or you suspect a nighttime issue, ask about a 24-hour ambulatory monitor, which captures the whole day-night story. Research summarized by major heart organizations links nocturnal hypertension and non-dipping to worse outcomes, so finding this pattern can change management. Number 4. Loud snoring with daytime sleepiness. Obstructive sleep apnea repeatedly drops oxygen and spikes stress signals overnight, pushing pressure up and flattening that healthy sleep dip. What to listen for? Bed partner reports of choking or gasping, morning dry mouth or headaches, and fatigue that you've been blaming on bad sleep. According to cardiology and sleep medicine reviews, as well as Cleveland Clinic summaries, untreated apnea is strongly associated with developing hypertension and with poor control if you already have it. Screening and treating apnea can improve blood pressure control for many people. Number 5. Decongestant helpers. It's easy to assume over-the-counter means neutral, but decongestants like pseudoephedrine can nudge blood pressure and heart rate, especially at higher doses or immediate release forms. Meanwhile, an FDA advisory panel in 2023 concluded that oral phenylephrine at labeled doses likely doesn't work as a nasal decongestant. Translation: you could take something that doesn't help your nose while still overlooking the fine print. According to the American Heart Association and US FDA communications, people with hypertension should read labels carefully and ask about non-decongestant options such as saline sprays or topical alternatives. The common error is starting a new cold/flu combo without realizing a stimulant is inside. Number 6. Pain relievers most days of the week. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, ibuprofen, naproxen, and similar, can raise blood pressure by affecting kidney salt handling and certain vessel-protecting chemicals. According to Harvard-affiliated experts and cardiology guidance, regular use can also interfere with blood pressure medicines. If you're reaching for NSAIDs most days, talk with your clinician about safer options, dose limits, and non-drug strategies like brief movement breaks, heat, gentle mobility work, or physical therapy. The mistake to avoid is months of daily use under the false comfort of, it's just over the counter. Number 7. Energy drinks and caffeine stacking. Caffeine alone can transiently increase blood pressure. Energy drinks often add other stimulatory compounds. Small clinical trials and cardiology summaries report short-term increases in blood pressure and changes in heart rhythm after typical energy drink servings. If you already have hypertension or palpitations, timing matters. A large can on an empty stomach, then a coffee 2 hours later, plus a stressful meeting can stack effects. A practical self-check is to compare your pressure 30 to 60 minutes after an energy drink with a similar day without it, keeping everything else as equal as possible. The common mistake is panicking over a one-off spike right after a double espresso. What matters is the repeated pattern. Number 8. Restaurant and ultra-processed salt bombs. You can eat clean at home and still get walloped by hidden sodium at lunch. Soups, deli meats, sauces, breads, and healthy-looking bowls are frequent culprits. According to the World Health Organization, keeping sodium around 2 grams a day, about 5 grams of salt, helps lower blood pressure and cardiovascular risk, and U.S. public health data show that many adults take in more than 3 grams daily without realizing it. The practical moves are simple. Ask for sauces on the side, favor fresh over cured meats, and add potassium-rich sides like beans, leafy greens, and roasted vegetables. A DASH-style eating pattern, promoted by the U.S. National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute, consistently shows blood pressure benefits. The common mistake is assuming vegetarian or low-fat equals low sodium. Number 9. Measurement mistakes. A great monitor used the wrong way gives the wrong story. The American Heart Association emphasizes a few fundamentals. Sit with your back supported, feet flat and uncrossed, bladder empty. Rest quietly for 5 minutes. Support your arm at heart level. Place the cuff on bare skin. Don't talk or scroll your phone. Take 2 readings 1 minute apart and average them. Use the correct cuff size. Too small can falsely elevate numbers. Wrist devices are often less reliable unless positioned exactly at heart level. The typical errors are measuring over clothing, crossing legs, dangling the arm, or checking right after exercise, caffeine, or nicotine. Fix the setup and you fix the data. Number 10. Symptoms that mean stop now and call. If your device shows 180 over 120 or higher, and you have chest pain, shortness of breath, severe headache, vision changes, weakness, numbness, or trouble speaking, that's a medical emergency. According to Mayo Clinic and the American Heart Association, you should call emergency services rather than waiting to see if things settle. This isn't about scaring you. It's about protecting the brain, heart, and kidneys when pressure is high enough to threaten them. Before we wrap, here's a simple plan you can start today. First, log SMART for 1 week. Note the date and time, what you were doing, the reading, recent caffeine or cold meds, sodium-heavy meals, and any symptoms. Second, change 1 lever today, swap a salty lunch, shift caffeine earlier and avoid stacking, or perfect your measurement setup. Third, take your device and your log to your clinician. Ask them to check cuff size, review your technique, and decide whether you'd benefit from a 24-hour monitor, a sleep apnea evaluation, or a change in medication timing. Let's recap in a flash so it sticks. Notice the morning pattern. Don't be fooled by normal office readings if your home and work life tell a different story. Nights count, especially if you snore and feel unrefreshed. Read labels on decongestants and be cautious with daily NSAIDs. Be intentional with caffeine and energy drinks. Watch for sodium landmines when you eat out and use a DASH style pattern to your advantage. Measure the right way or the numbers will lie. And remember the emergency symptoms that mean call now. Paying attention to these small, repeated signals doesn't just change numbers on a screen, it can translate into more healthy years with the people you love. If this helped, tell me your #1 takeaway or your biggest question in the comments. Share this with someone 40+ who uses a home monitor, and subscribe for upcoming deep dives. How to measure blood pressure perfectly at home, what research really says about caffeine and blood pressure, and how sleep apnea quietly drives hypertension, and what to do about it. This content is educational. Do not stop or change medications on your own. Work with your healthcare professional to personalize your plan.